The market is absolutely running today. We've got small caps absolutely going insane. Many are up 10, even 12%. And it's definitely nice to see a great day in the market. Over this weekend, a lot of crypto started running up a little bit, and it seems like risk on assets are having a nice day. Now in this video, I'm going to quickly go over CPI, going to go over just what I expect for the market over the next couple days. I personally think we are setting ourselves up for a potential big drop if CPI comes out worse than expected. And when is CPI coming out? Well, this is going to be this Thursday, just a couple days from here. And what are we hoping for? Well, economists expect headline CPI to rise 6.6% over the prior year in December. Looking at the previous month, November was a 7.1% increase, so we definitely want to see December come in way under 7.1%. If it comes in anywhere near 7.1%, I think that would be very bad news for the stock market. If it doesn't beat this 6.6%, that won't be good, but it won't be the end of the world necessarily, because it would still be coming down over November's number as long as we're under 7.1%, but if we don't beat this 6.6, the market's going to take that very negatively and likely crash. In the end, inflation is still high, but just looking at this chart, you'll see that we are on a downward trajectory. And when inflation rates do go up, typically they hit a peak and quickly come back down. It doesn't sustain itself. I do think we're on a downward trajectory, especially just being that interest rates are so high. It's definitely taking a lot of purchasing power away from people. Now, I'm not going to go over every single little thing in this article, so I will leave it down below for you. But one more thing I did want to mention here is this CPI is going to be important, obviously, because the Fed's going to be watching it, and they are going to have their FOMC meeting. And this is going to be the end of January to the beginning of February, January 31 to February 1. And this is going to be the 8th for this cycle of rate hikes that they've been on. This is already the 8th. Can you believe that? Now, one thing to think about is the Fed's target is right around 5%. And we are at 4.25, so we could see another 50 basis point rate hike followed by a 25, so a 0.5% increase and then a 0.25, and that would put them right around that 5%. And right now, the market is somewhat in between. Are we going to get a 25 or a 50 point hike? It kind of depends on the CPI where it comes out here, but we are definitely getting towards the Fed's target, and I think that's an important thing to see. And remember, the market is forward looking. As we get closer and closer towards the light at the end of the tunnel, people will start placing their bets. People will start getting ready for the next bull run. I'm not saying we're there yet, but I think we are approaching the bottom. Now remember that the Fed does have a 2% target for inflation. We are still way above that. Definitely be careful out there. It is, in my eyes, a little bit suspicious that the market's starting to run up to the CPI. I personally think market makers are setting this up for a huge drop. If CPI comes in worse than expected, I think that all these gains we've recently been having are going to get washed out, and the market's setting us up to run for a nice drop. And I do think even if it comes in, right around where it's expected, maybe a little better than expected, well, the market's already anticipating that with a little run here a couple of days before CPI. So while it is nice that the market is having a good day and we're kind of getting a glimpse of that bullish action again after having just so much pain lately, I'm personally not convinced in this little run we're having, and you should definitely keep an eye on CPI on Thursday, see where that takes the market from there. I am still of the belief that now is one of the best times to be adding to your high conviction long-term stocks. This is definitely not yet a swing trader's market, but that time will approach soon. But thanks as always, guys. Let me know down below where you think CPI is going. Where do you think the overall market is going? Are we just setting up for a drop here on our CPI news? Or is this the beginning of the next bull run? Let me know down below. Thanks as always. Take it easy.